Hey everyone, Synthetic Future here, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, or whatever is going on in your life. I have decided to split my Christmas matches out of this video, just to keep things a little bit upbeat in this video. So if you are interested in that, you can check that out on my channel. This video we are going to focus on a new little thing for the micro bundle, because everything in the micro bundle is small, but nonetheless powerful. And this one in particular is pretty damn cool. This is our gift for the holiday season 2024, and it's called the Micro 2-Up. Now the Micro 2-Up was inspired by a joke I made, saying that we should do a micro bell because Christmas time, bell sounds. And that kind of involved in a so how do you do a bell sound conversation, to which I said, well, you really only need 2 operators and FM, and you could do bell sounds, which Chris took pretty seriously, and he designed it into a pretty cool module, which we are giving away for free. So this is in the free bundle, and of course in the full micro bundle as well. So you can pick this up right now and have some fun with this. More specifically, what are we looking at? So Micro 2-Up is kind of like the second algorithm of the DX7. It's a modulator with a carrier, and the modulator has a feedback loop. And this gives you quite a big range of sounds already. With just these 2 operators, you can go from the bell sounds I jokingly suggested all the way to pretty gnarly basses and stuff like that. But the thing with FM is that it's always a little bit tricky to work with, and we really wanted to encourage this sort of just going with it and trying things attitude. So we try to make it simple and useful, and also make it so it lends itself for some experimentation. Now, due to the size constraints, we had to make some compromises here. And that is that we do not have built-in envelopes for our 2-Up. You can attach any external envelope generator or other CV source to manage that. In this example, I'm using the micro envelopes because, well, obviously we're using micro in these demos. So let's work top to bottom, focusing on the carrier first. So right now, if I play a note, you will just hear the sine wave, which is the basic waveform. And if I adjust the carrier envelope, I can change the envelope of this signal. Now if I want to change the sound, I have this little knob here. Now the waveforms we have to our disposal are sine, half rectified sine, full rectified sine, and sort of a squarish sine. And these range from not all that harmonically interesting to fairly interesting. The thing with FM is that once you start to go into the true saw waves and square waves, things tend to get a little bit much. So we decided to stay in this kind of realm, and this should make it fairly easy to get some interesting sounds going. Below the selection for the carrier, we get some controls. So we have a ratio for the modulator and a fine tune, and we will get into that a little bit more once we start to use the FM options. So this does nothing because it's for the modulator, but we can change the carrier ratio, feedback for the modulator, and then the strength of the modulator. And there's a sample rate control all the way at the bottom, and this is for the whole chain. For some sample rate reduction madness. But you can't do FM without actually having a modulator and a carrier, so let's bring in that modulator, which you can do with this little strength control here. and feedback for the modulator. Now if we want to make this a little bit more interesting, we need to bring in that second envelope, which is pretty easy. You can just tie it to this control below the strength. And now our modulator will follow this envelope follower. So let's turn down the sustain, bring in some release, and we should be able get that kind of bell sound going. And of course, once you start to tune things down a little bit, we can get into some more bass-like sounds. Give this modulator a little bit of sustain. I just got to fiddle around a little bit to find the right. Maybe you're not that interested into using an envelope. You can of course attach any CV source to the modulator. So if you want to use an LFO, that's totally possible as well. Or a ramp generator. The key here is, like everything that has to do with modular, to just have fun with it, play around with it, and see what kind of sounds you can get. So from the rware/Synthetic Future team, we are wishing you a great holiday season, and we hope you enjoy this new little module to play around with. May it bring you a lot of fun patching, and we'll see you next year.